welcome back to Central Valley Talk. Your time now 12:43 on this Wednesday, the 2nd of June. Austin Reed coming to you live from our Tower District studios in Fresno. Another super hot day across the Central Valley. Highs will be close to 107. Try to stay inside as much as you can. We've got 2 air conditioners, 2 fans going inside our studio because it's almost 100 degrees right now. Hey, we are going to be talking to Jeremiah Stroup. He's going to be joining us live from the Portland, Oregon area via Zoom in just a second. I've known Jeremiah for almost, 18, 19 years, a long time. He's a very good friend of mine, and he is a fascinating person in the media industry. We're going to talk to him right after we roll this clip.
We're here in Scottsdale, Arizona at Roadhouse Cinemas for the world premiere of Movie Madness. In just moments, fans will line this red carpet as the stars come out for this world premiere.
From feature film production to co-hosting a TV game show,
speaks for itself. She doesn't even have to say a word, but it looks fantastic.
A host, a speaker, an MC, and more. Jeremiah Stroup joining us live via Zoom. Hello, friend. Good to see ya.
Oh my gosh, virtual hugs. We've been doing air hugs all through 2020.
I know.
And it sounds like it's a hot one down in Cali. You're probably missing the Portland weather.
I am. Now, I heard, though, it's a little warm there. I mean, it's like in the 90s, right, today?
Beautiful, yes, warm weather. We're not peaking over 100 yet. We only get a couple of those days per summer. I call Oregon kind of Mordor sometimes. It's about 300 days of rain some years.
Right, I know.
I'm ready for summer.
I bet. So here's how Jeremiah and I met. We met when I was like 17 years old, maybe 16 or 17 years old, and I was doing a show. Well, I started a show when I was 13 on public access television in Portland on MCTV. Multnomah Community Television, Channel 21, Cable Channel 21. And then that morphed into a brand called American Teen TV, which was syndicated on Comcast. Jeremiah and I hooked up, and we've been friends ever since. Jeremiah was a reporter with us and an anchor. And, you know, your career has spanned more than 20 years, and we've always stayed in touch. My question for you, though, is start with the beginning for our audience regarding your career.
Sure. Well, yeah, Austin, it's been so fun to see you grow and develop and, you know, now have just amazing things happening in the media world. And I celebrate that success because, yes, I've known you since you were a teenager. What's interesting, I was a teen reporter for KTU, Channel 2, the ABC affiliate in Portland, Oregon. That was kind of my first major TV gig. But I started in the entertainment world pretty young, about 13, 14, like you. I do remember you being a kid reporter for Channel 2, so I think you even got a younger start.
Right.
You interviewed Elmo, right?
Yes, that's right.
Amazing. I remember the host on AM Northwest, the morning show that I was a teen reporter for and a youth reporter for.
Yeah.
Saying, watch your back, you know, Jeremiah, because Austin, you know, he's going to steal your job. And they were a little bit right. No, you've surpassed and done some incredible things. So the early origins, I think, are very similar, even though we have different, you know, family backgrounds and our own journey.
Right.
I think we both got bit by the media bug or the entertainment bug pretty young.
And we were looking at some awesome pictures of you throughout the years. And so now in 2021, what are you doing?
Well, thanks to, and I don't know if you guys already shared that picture of me at 19 when I had my two amazing mentors by my side. That was David and Tracy.
Yeah,
And
here it is again.
Right, yeah, these two gentlemen absolutely opened doors for me that I could never open for myself. In fact, there's a phenomenal book called The Go-Giver that talks about this journey of this character named Joe who meets this guy named Gus, who introduces him to this connector, this mentor named Pindar. And I think that, well, personally, that my story really syncs up with that and runs parallel to that journey, because if someone wouldn't have opened a door for me, I never would have been able to build the connections with some really incredible entrepreneurs and really embrace that entrepreneur mindset. And even though entertainers don't always think of themselves as an entrepreneur, even though they all want to have endorsement deals and they want to have a shoe deal and a perfume and they want to have multiple revenue streams, I think on the surface, we just want to maybe get out there and perform. But really what I realized is why I was attracted to entertainment is I had the heart of an entrepreneur. I just didn't see myself, no offense, in a cubicle, working 9 to 5, 40, 50, 60 hours a week, for 40, 50, 60 years. And so I thought, man, I could be on a film set, or I could do some modeling, or I could go from gig to gig with variety and different flavors and experiences. And so it's amazing that I kind of morphed from a media person or someone who really desired to be like an MTV VJ or Brown Ryan Seacrest to being more of a social entrepreneur where, yes, I continue to host, but sometimes that's hosting businesses I believe in. Sometimes that hosting up-and-coming entrepreneurs and helping them get educated and helping them make connections so they can do some of the things that they truly desire. Because let's be real, with the right cash flow and the right connections, there's not much you can't do.
We're looking at a video with you and the Renee Chambers. She's a DJ.
She is, yes, jamming up here at the radio station. She also was hosting an afternoon show on Channel 2 up in Portland, Oregon. And now she has her own program where she has been highlighting people of color and youth, which airs Sundays on KTU Channel 2.
Interesting. I didn't know that. I remember that she was doing, I think it was like the afternoon show on ABC in Portland, but I didn't know now she kind of branched off and is doing her own thing. Very
not
cool.
all radio host Austins have a face for TV like you, so it's pretty cool she's able to make the leap. A very talented individual. So it's fun catching up with her on the red carpet at Fashion Next, one of the largest fashion shows on the West Coast. And of course, for your viewers, in California, I'll let them know that a lot of the episodes and even things we're talking about are available on YouTube. So don't feel like they can't, check that out and experience some of this great content as well.
Now, you mainly have focused on TV, where I've done radio and TV. Have you dived much into radio over the years?
I really have not had, I think, the opportunities, or maybe I just haven't really pursued those opportunities as much to do radio. I think it's a great medium. But yeah, I've really gravitated more towards television, digital media, a little bit of film work. And so it's been a fun journey for sure.
We're looking now at a video. This is, I think, AM Extra on the CBS station in Portland, Coin TV. What was this about? This is recent, right? It was a Mother's Day segment?
Yes, this was just a few days before Mother's Day, and we were giving people some gift-giving ideas. What was nice about this, again, is my heart really shifted from this kind of young teen who wanted to be famous and center of the spotlight to someone who said, could I use my platforms to showcase other people? And so what was kind of fun about this segment is we featured multiple female Black-owned businesses as an option to give mom maybe a spa day or get her hair and nails done. We also found some phenomenal American-made brands out of Ada, Michigan through the Amway Corporation. So we put some of those in the gift basket. So it was all about either U.S.-based companies or local Black-owned, female-owned businesses that we got to showcase for mom. And I love spotlighting those, individuals that are really making moves, especially in the difficult season a lot of people have been living in through 2020.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about the High Five Challenge.
Absolutely. I just got a message from Wayne Feligowski, the host of High Five. He started it back in 1993.
Yeah.
Think Team Jeopardy, right?
Right.
And of course, this featured over 8,000 young people. They expanded beyond just high school students to middle school, college. Even the Boy Scouts and military have had some special episodes. And now the new reiteration of High Five, it's been a hiatus for a while, is going to be even more mobile, even more global, because of the internet. We're also connected. So we could have students in California featured on the show, competing with students from New York or Seattle or Florida. And of course, it's all about testing their smarts. There's also a new little kind of segment where I'll hit the streets, kind of think like Cash Cab without the wheels, and do a high five pop quiz where anyone at random, we could walk up to them and say, hey, if you can answer this great video question, you could win a prize right on the spot. But High Five has always been about celebrating good kids
Right.
and achievements in academics, because they're not getting the trophies a lot of the athletes are getting, but we do want to celebrate their commitment to education and learn.
Well, it's so cool. You know, the pandemic has changed everything. Where I was interviewing a guy earlier today in Washington State, and he's looking for workers, work from home opportunities. And that's kind of the new trending thing. And that's going to stay even past the, when this pandemic hopefully is done.
Yep.
So with High Five, yeah, you can now do these challenges, like you said, from California to Florida to New York.
Yeah, we focused around the Pacific Northwest for many years, but again, with the technology, as you mentioned, we have always talked about doing a national show. So America's High Five, just like you had American Teen TV, where we could really span the United States, North America, and ultimately the globe. Interestingly enough, they actually bought some rights to use clips from High Five and aired parts of it as a promo clip on MTV years ago. Wow. In fact, that was because one of the High Five alumni who was on the show as a student, put that on his resume, was inspired by television, and actually ended up getting a job at MTV. There's other folks, I think, who've gone on to NASA. So it's kind of a fun thing. I think we all want to be celebrated and recognized. I think it's not always just about, pride or ego and look at me, but I think we all want to be seen and heard. And I think that television provides that platform. And of course, now with technology, Austin, as you mentioned, everyone has a camera in their phone. This shoots 4K, right? My smart mobile device. And so anyone who really wants to go out there, create and share a story has the opportunity to do that.
Tell me a little bit, we're running out of time, but I want to talk a little bit about maybe advice that you would have for younger, actors that want to get into the entertainment industry. You've done it all, except maybe a little bit of radio, but otherwise you've done it all. What advice would you give to them?
Well, I think there's, two sides to the coin. And Austin, thank you, of course, for this opportunity to share with your viewers today, because if there is somebody watching who says, hey, I want to make a move, whether that be in entrepreneurship or business, working from home, like you just mentioned, or stepping in and breaking into the entertainment world, I really think it does come down to, cash flow and connections on one side, where it is really about your network determining your net worth. And are you building relationships with the right people? Because again, if I didn't have two incredible families step into my life, and in my story, I was adopted as a baby, so I feel like I was adopted for a second and a third time, because I really felt like this was not just a transaction, it was a relationship. And so I would encourage people to build relationships with people who are doing what it is you want to do, be that television, radio, fashion, film, music. Get around those people, even if you're going to intern for a season or just sit at their feet, take them to lunch, and have that kind of student mentality. I think that's very important. And the other thing, as I kind of mentioned before, is you have the power in your hand. More computing power in our mobile device than the computer to put the man on the moon. But most people are using it to be a fruit ninja or crush candy or catch a Pokemon.
Right.
Versus saying the same tool, I could use it to do something really incredible with. Let's go out there and just shoot, because quantity is the predecessor of quality. But you're never going to have the perfect clip, the perfect video, the perfect short film. John Maxwell says you're never going to be good the first time. So just go out there, have some experiences, go grab a friend, do some shooting, have some fun along the way. And I think people will be shocked with, if you go out there and create content and you put it out there consistently, I think you'd be blown away how many people are going to start to really pay attention, and you can build your audience. And once you have that, I think the sky's the limit.
Well, and I noticed in your reel it said influencer, and that's another side to this, just like you were saying, is the online world. But people can now become influencers. It's a little bit easier than calling up a TV station or a radio station and saying, hey, I want to be your next guy, I want to be your next gal. You know what I mean?
Oh, exactly. I mean, imagine if we had grown up with the technology that's available today, right? We saw television and media in a very traditional sense, and we went to the TV station and had big cameras and a studio. But today, with technology, you can build a massive following on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or whatever platform you're posting your video content, like YouTube, and to be able to share your story. And one of the great laws from the Go-Giver is the law of authenticity, which really says that one of the greatest gifts you can give is yourself. And that's what's kind of cool, is that we have access to a global market, and somebody wants to hear your story, especially if you're consistent, persistent, and your story has a happy ending, like maybe it had some ups and downs. my hat off to you, Austin, for all your accomplishments, but also, you've had health challenges and life ups and downs, and yet you continue to persevere.
Thank
and
you.
that inspires other people. Those are the kind of stories of the underdog, the Rocky, the Rudy, the gladiator, those people who are brave enough and courageous enough to do what they desired in their heart to do, even when it wasn't easy. And so I think when people get out there and share their story, they will attract an audience who's ready to hear it.
People can learn more at jeremiahstroup.com. They can connect with you on Facebook, Instagram.
All over, yeah, all social platforms. And I would love to, of course, offer any advice or opportunities to people that I'm able to do. And I'm encouraging folks, like I said, to make summer a separation summer where you go out there and make some moves in 2021.
All right, very good. My friend, thank you for joining us today. And hopefully I'll see you soon. But another virtual hug as we close out the clip.
Get up to Oregon and maybe cool off when you can. But
I
absolutely.
know. That's a very good idea.
Thanks for your time, brother.
All right. Talk soon. Thank you. Coming up next here on the show, we're talking to a potential, the next governor of California. Yeah, stay with us for that. That's next.